And so the dramatic conclusion of Bizarro Week and a Half was met with a resounding... Really? That's what you made the big deal about? Really? Just a Super Sentai Robo? Ava, you're such a drama queen. Get over yourself. Well, when I bought it, it was dramatic for me, and I didn't know how most of my most staunch subscribers, viewers would feel about it. Turns out nobody gives a shit. Well, at least I kept you watching for 3 videos. But enough of that. Here it is, 3 days later. Any regrets? Nah, not yet. My only regret is I don't know where to store it now because of aforementioned collection taking up space reasons. I suppose you could call this Bizarro Week and a Half, or no. Bizarro Week and a Half bonus content? Bizarro Fortnight? Is that what this is? I don't know. This one, I couldn't decide. Okay. This one came in September 11th, 2017. And here it is, September 15th, 2011. I was going to open this with those guys, but then I realized how much time it took me to go over Skype Go Say Great. Put it off for another video. It's not going to hurt anything, you know. And considering how small the box is, it wouldn't have nearly the impact on my life that one did. So, whatever. So yeah, I got this and I forgot my scissors. Wonderful. So this actually came in 4 days ago, and I decided to hold off until now. When was this ordered? This was ordered. I think this was ordered at the same time as Geeky Bat and the Gamma Gun. So they came in at different times, but they were all ordered on the same day from different people. So, and I must admit up front, I was not planning on getting this one. I never thought I'd get one. Mostly because, like, in order to get this, you have to get a bunch of other things, but I didn't want a bunch of other things. I wanted just this. So, I kind of paid way much more for this than I would have if I'd bought it when it originally came out. So, what are you going to do? Aftermarket. What surprises me is he was able to sell it for so much. Consider me suckered. And there it is. I never thought I'd see the day when I got one of these. Again, not a high priority, wasn't even really thinking about it, but there it is. Wow. Cool. Okay, how do you transform it? Look at that. I've never seen one of these in person. Never. Oh, little scratch on your nose. The whole thing's molded in blue, and then whatever additional colors were just painted on. Huh. What's this? Oh. An additional connection point I'm not aware of. Maybe. I don't know. So, Ava, what the ruddy hell is this thing? Well, if you know your Power Rangers Jungle Fury, this is the claw cannon. But Ava, the claw cannon doesn't transform. Well, this version does. But Ava, the claw cannon was just, you know, a giant thing that just, it's got... Well, that's what the Power Rangers version would have you believe. Or at least the Power Rangers toy version would have you believe. But anyways, this is a completely original design that was made specifically and only for Power Rangers Jungle Fury. Now, you know how much a huge fan and enthusiast I am of original Bandai America designs, which totally never ever appear in the TV series. Or, for that matter, its original Japanese counterpart in Super Sentai. You know what a fan I am of those. And fair enough. Ugh. Excuse me. But anyways, so what does this have to do with it? Thing? Why is it so tiny? By the way, wasn't the claw cannon this giant roleplay thing? Well, yeah, it is a roleplay thing. But this is not meant to be used for roleplay. This is actually meant to be used for something else. I wasn't expecting to get to have to bring this up again anytime soon. This surprises me. This is not the deluxe Jungle Pride Megazord. This is actually the This is actually the transforming Jungle Pride Megazord. This is Bandai America's scaled down version. I mentioned it in my Gecky Bad video. It's the same thing, just with the accessories removed. It has all the same articulation as the original DX Gecky Toja, minus the electronic motor, of course. It's a little sticky, but that's okay. But the plastic quality is just fine. No electronics, that's fine. For a scaled down version, no worries. At the very least, they kept the, well, they're kind of gummy flavored, semi-transparent fists, so they kept that. They didn't keep it here on the chest, but they can be forgiven for that. Again, cheap, whatever. Anyways, I got this because I was really impressed with it, because I'm not a big fan of the Jukin Sentai Genki Ranger mecha line. It's okay, and apparently a lot of other people aren't. Did you know that the Jukin Sentai Genki Ranger toy line was one of the worst selling in Super Sentai history? Considering how awesome the television show was, that's not very surprising. The Megazord was not much to smile at. The roleplay was, yeah, okay, the roleplay was roleplay, whatever. Although, what was the whole knuckle cracking thing? Knuckle crunching, I like that too. What was up with that? And the mecha line was, it's another one of those, there's one huge mecha and then the limbs are the other mecha. So it's another one of those. And, well, and they were all Wildcats, which made no sense whatsoever because they completely ignored that for every succeeding mecha that came out afterwards. Just 3 Wildcats, what was the point of that? What was the message there? I don't know. And it also had a giant fanny pack, which got in the way of everything. It had a button up here, okay, whatever, but it also had a button right here in its crotch. You had to push the crotch button every time you wanted to make the thing do this. Now, to be fair, this is kind of a neat thing, where you had the arms spinning around like a tornado. I think the only thing that was amiss about that situation with the Gecky Toja, at least, the Jungle Pride Megazord, is that the head had to turn along with the rest of the torso. And I wish that the head had been station facing forward, like they very much point out in the show, by the way. So that was a neat little gimmick and whatever, but the toy line, Side-IO was a disaster, and what was Gecky Fire, what was it, the Jungle Master Megazord, that thing was, bleh. I was very nonplussed about that. Well, after a while. So, I mean, Bandai America, obviously going into it, they weren't expecting to make much money off this season, unless they hopped it up with a bunch of gimmicks, and I think they also threw some gimmicks into the line. I'm not certain. One thing they did that Gecky Ranger didn't do is they actually introduced a limb swapping system into it. Now, well, yeah, Ava, of course it's limb swapping, because, well, no, not because of this. For the Transforming Fury Megazord series, or, I'm sorry, Transforming Fury Megazord set, they included these poop holes right here, which are very conveniently located between the back legs. You can see both of them right there. Well, the DX Gecky Toja doesn't have those, and the Gecky Fire equivalents don't have them either. The Penguin, the Gazelle, and the Gorilla. None of them have those holes on the back. This is a Bandai America only thing. And then you get the Wolf Spirit Sword, which also has a hole right there. What's it there for? Obviously, we're not going to get into any sex or poop jokes when it comes to Power Rangers. And I'd ask you to refrain as well. So, what is it? I don't know. Weird. The DX versions from Japan didn't have those holes, And neither did the American reissue as well. The Jungle Pride Megazord, it didn't have those holes in it. Wow. That joint got really tight over time. I might have to take a screwdriver to it at some point. Now, of course, if you want to make the Jungle Pride Megazord with wolf power, you can do that, because it did that in the show. But what are those holes for? Very strange. Well, they didn't do it in the show. They didn't do it in Japan. They didn't do it with the U.S. imports. But for the original Bandai America, Bandai Creation Designs, they introduced an arm swapping feature. I'm going to take that off. Gosh, I haven't done this in years. Was it 2008-ish? By the way, I'd like to make a huge correction. I kept saying it'd been 9 years since Tensou Sentei Goseiger came out. It's actually only been 6 years. It was 2010, not 2008. This came out in 2008, so. If you try to do this with your deluxe or DX size Geki Toja Jungle Pride Megazord, you will break it, because it was not meant to do this. And there it is. A little lopsided though. Now, of course you can take this and put it on the other side if you want to. Fair enough. Which brings us to this thing. It turns out Bandai America was slightly more forward-thinking than I gave them credit for at the time. Because, you know, we were all still bemoaning the the Deluxe Drive Max Megazord that they'd come out with the year before, which would have been 2007. So, what is this thing? This was never in the show. Well, let's see, I've never done this before. Fold the belly out. Oh, it has a little handle on it. That's funny. Oh, it has a little handle on it. Maybe that's for action figures, so that the Rangers themselves can hold on to the cannon. Maybe that's what that's meant for. I don't know. I've never seen this. I've never seen it used before because they never talk about it because their promotional materials are crap. But anyways, let's see, am I right? Yes. Again, didn't happen in the show, either in Japan or in US, but you can do that. Okay, alright, fair enough, because the claw cannon obviously should be attached to a Megazord that had no shooting weapons whatsoever. But then you look at that hole in the bottom and you go, oh. Wait a minute. I've never done this before, so I don't know what to do. And I don't have the instructions. Strange, I thought the legs... Well, what are those things for? I don't know. Alright, let's do it this way. Yeah, okay, I think it goes like that. Okay, as I was saying, you can do this, which frees up that hole. And then... I've been waiting reliably 8 years to do this, because this came out in 2000... No, it was 9 years. 9 years for this and 6 years for Gosei Great. I have now completed the Transforming Fury Megazord set. Now, it's not that when I bought it, this was missing. No, it wasn't actually, because I got it in a 9-pack or whatever. Well, let's see, these 3, 6, 7, 8. It was an 8-pack. 9-pack. I was right the first time. So it was a 9-pack, but that 9-pack did not include this for some strange reason. Didn't include the claw cannon, even though it was it was obviously designed specifically for the Transforming Fury Megazord system. It wasn't actually included in it. Well, the Transforming Fury Megazord was actually, I'm sorry, the Transforming Fury Megazord set was actually a combined set of the Jungle Pride Megazord, the 3 accessory Zords, and, which, I can't remember, was that the Roar Max or the Battle Megazord? I think that was the Roar Max Megazord, which makes no sense considering they can't even make their own Megazord, but they called the box Megazord, so Bandai America, yo. And then there was the Transforming Battle Megazord. Again, none of the mecha featured in there formed their own robot. They were all just accessory mecha that Bandai America decided to release separate, or release in a 3 or 4-pack. It's stupid. Anyways, what was it? The Transforming, what did I just say? Battle Megazord, I think, had the Lion Zord, the Chameleon Zord, the Wolf Sword, and the Claw Cannon in it. And this is the only way you could get this, is if you got that Transforming Battle Megazord accessory pack. That's the only way you could get it. That was such a bizarre choice, because this was made for it. And I said as much when I reviewed this for Collection DX back in 2008. I said, why didn't they include this with it? I talked about it, but I didn't have it, so... But, yay, I finally got it. And apparently it doesn't form a leg, which is a bit disappointing. Probably because it doesn't have a hole, it doesn't have a butthole on the top here that you can plug it into the Geki Tiger. Yeah, right, the Tiger, Spirit Zord. Red Tiger Spirit Zord, I guess is what they called it. But, oh, I guess I could fold the... Can I fold the cannon up? I should be able to. Well, take it off, you'll be able to. Yes. So you can fold the cannon away if you so desire. So, I paid way too much for it, but, I'm glad I got it. Yay me. Now all I gotta do is figure out what to do with these. Power Rangers, Super Sentai, never taking care of their accessories these days. Like I said earlier, that the Claw Cannon Hybrid, as I called it in the video and text review when I wrote it some 9 years ago, was meant to be a little bonus content attached to Skype Go Say Great. This, however, is not bonus content. It was meant to be... This has a weird story to it, actually. It turns out that somehow this got lost at my local post office. Like, it came in on the 13th at 7 a.m. or 7:15ish because I used online tracking, and it said, okay, it's on the delivery truck, and it's with the postman in his truck, and he's going to bring it out today along with the rest of your mail. Waited, and here comes the end of the September 13th, and it never showed up. All right, I'll go into the post office and see what's happening. Well, it's on the truck. You just go home and he'll bring it to you. Okay. Well, when I got home, the mail had indeed been delivered, and this is the 14th now we're talking about. The mail had indeed been delivered, but then there was a postage slip in there saying, "Hey, we couldn't reach you. Here's a little reminder. Submit this to your local post office and get the package." Like, what? You had all day to deliver it, and you claimed that you claimed that nobody was home. I was home, and my parents were home, and our windows were open because it was a really nice day outside, and we need the ventilation. Shut up, Ava. We could easily have heard you if you'd beat your horn or something like that. But no, you just didn't even bring it with you. And then you wrote a note saying, "Oh, we missed you." You know what's missing? I'll tell you what's missing. So anyways, I had to go in today. I actually had to spend 45 minutes on the phone with the 1-800 number to USPS and track down where the hell this thing was. Is it at the post office? Is it with the carrier? Is it en route, or is it just sitting there? Which one is it? And I said, you know what, take that ticket they gave you yesterday, take it to the post office, and they will have it. So this should have been recorded 2 days ago, but instead it's being recorded on the 15th. No fault of Hobby Link Japan's, of course. Just, I'm wondering if it's a new mailman we've got, just kind of rookie mistake kind of thing. That's a guess. That's not a confirmation. I ordered this, and I actually mentioned it previously. I ordered this at the same time that I ordered the Seiza Blaster. I've got the wrist strap is actually in the box. I decided that rather than have it crushed over time, or put it over my wrist all the time, I'm just going to put it back in the box and not even worry about it anymore. So I ordered these two things at the same time, but because this was out of stock because it was brand new, oops, did I spoil it? This ended up coming earlier than that did. Wow, that's a big box for such a little box. The movie exclusive Kerberos Voyager, or however they decide to pronounce it in English. Considering how blocky a transformation the Shishi Voyager is, why on earth would I want to get another one of these? By the way, Ava, you haven't even seen the movie yet. Well, I just wanted it because it looks kind of neat. So shut up. I have no idea about the history behind this thing. I only know that it needs batteries, and it behaves differently from the Shishi Voyager. That's all I know. So I don't even know how they acquire it in the show, or I don't know anything. I don't get the movie exclusives very often. Just sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Comes in a single piece. Yeah. It's a little more green than the turquoise I was led to believe. I thought it was like a sea blue, now it's kind of a sea green. So, the Kerberos Voyager. The mouths do not open. Oh, no, yes I do. Can't open the metal one because that's part of the transformation. Speaking of transformation, this one actually has less of a transformation than the actual Shishi Voyager. Well, I mean, not like I count this as a transformation. Technically it is part of the transformation, but technically you could be forgiven for even forgetting that they move. So, like, leave them down and don't even worry about it. The Kerberos Voyager. Voyager? I guess, like, one's a bulldog, one's a husky, and one's a, I guess this would be a jackal or greyhound, maybe? Not sure. Head's turned side to side because of transformation, obviously. What transformation? This thing doesn't transform, it's a block of plastic. And I'll get it out of the, yeah, I'll get it out of the way right now. You can remove these. It's not that these are individual vehicles, but just because it's just a simple remold of the Shishi Voyager, this is how they dealt with it. So rather than make a brand new mold, they just decided to make a independent thing. Although I guess you could do that. I think the Bulldog will work better. But on the other hand, I just decapitated one of the great Greek monsters of all time. That is the, I've heard of a Kerberos, Severus? I don't know. It's been pronounced a number of different ways over the years, so whatever. But anyways, Kerberos was a three-headed dog of mythology that guarded the entrance to hell, or correction, the entrance to the underworld. No, J.K. Rowling's did not come up with it first. Shut up. It's so green. Well, it's not as green as I was expecting. It's just more green than I was expecting. I can live with it, just I feel a little disappointed and let down. Oh, it looks very pretty in all the official photos. So to see it in person, I'm just kind of and nothing new except for some different coloring. So that's it. If you absolutely must convert it into a one-headed dog, you can do that easily enough. And oh look, it's the She Voyager but with a dog's head. Yay! Lion versus dog, hooray! Shut up. So, I mean, really, that's the only difference between Kerberos Voyager and She Voyager. I wonder if it's possible to mix these up. Oh, you can mix them up. Wait, can you? Oh, interesting. The head is molded. It's not molded so it's pointing straight down. It's actually molded off-center slightly. So you're guaranteed to never... You see their snouts are slightly pointed towards each other. So you're basically guaranteed to never get them switched over which one goes on which side, because it ends up not as flush. Alright, I can live with that. I can live without. What I cannot live without, however, is batteries. I should have the Q Ranger theme going through my head right now, but instead I've got the Go Sager theme opening theme going through my head. But before we get to that, wow, that looks nice. Question: there's supposed to be only 88 Q-Tamas. This one says 111. Now here's my question: is it 111 3 ones? You know, 111, not to be read as 111, or is it supposed to be the Roman numeral 3? I'm guessing it's the latter because it's a Roman creature. Didn't I say Greek earlier? Anyways, it's got 3 ones, so I don't know if it's 111 or 111 or if it's supposed to be 3. I don't know. But anyways, first things first. Flip around. I like that pattern. That's nice. Didn't even say what it was. Right, it's only the Voyager. Q Voyager? It doesn't say what it is. That's so weird. I would have thought that this would have I would have thought that this would be uniquely identified. But it wasn't. It just kind of, it's a Qtama. You know, even the Pegasus and the Oguma Qtamas, both of those were, you know, they're only used by Rangers. They don't have a Voyager associated with them, and yet those had unique sound effects to them. Well, it's because they plugged them into the Seiza blaster in the show, so of course it's supposed to read them. Does that mean that this doesn't get used in a Seiza blaster? Am I missing something here? Doesn't even say which one it is. There is a unique sound. There is a unique sound. And that's it. That's the unique sound. That may very well be screen accurate, but if that's the case, it's kind of lame. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the situation behind the Kerberos Voyager. So, but you know, gotta admit that's disappointing. Considering how many things this can uniquely identify, that's disappointing. Oh well. Well, maybe we'll have better luck identifying this way. Kerberos Voyager. Let's see. That's on the back. So it looks like it's got about 4 unique sound effects to it. Something else that's unique, for the time being, to the Kerberos Voyager, is that the LED on the inside is not just one color. It's not just white or red. It's actually multicolored. Except when you demonstrate it and it shows kind of a lime green. I like the pattern on the inside. Like there's you have just the Qtama, it's the 3 heads pointing in different directions. When you put it in here and you look at the pattern, then the inside, it's a triforce, it's a triangle. Each head is pointing in a different direction. So that's kind of nice. Alright, let's do it. Let's get this transformation underway. No, I will not be showing off all of the Qtamas, all of the Voyagers that are that can be swapped. Because I mean, it's cross Gaitai, or it's scramble Gaitai. What do you think is going to happen? Well, these ratchet into every position. Nice. It's exactly the same as Shishi Voyager. The only difference being it's got some extra heads on the side here. Traitor. Boy, Hibitskai metal ran a lot longer than I thought it would. They haven't even solved it yet. They're like going into their 5th episode. They're mixing it with, they're mixing up Hibitskai metal with both the threat of Hibitsky metal and the arrival of Shishi Red Orion. So, by the way, is it just me, or is Q Ranger actually getting interesting? All right. This is one of those rare occasions, for whatever reason, you don't include the Q Thomas for the arms. It's not that you can't, because you can take this off, so you can do it that way if you want to. But officially, you do it this way. Hopefully this behaves the same way as the Shishi Voyager, although the Ho-Oh Voyager did let me down quite a bit. So hold it down. Alright, at least it behaves that way. Hmm. So instead of having only just 3 sound effects in each mode, you've actually got about 4. You've got 4 when it's just Kerberos Voyager, or how did they say it? When it's Kerberos Voyager by itself, you get 4 sound effects. But when you get Kerberos, you get 5. Or maybe 6? Maybe I miscounted. What if it has the roulette mode on it? Or Q-let mode? He just complains. I was wrong. Ah. Screw it. So, I've been told, or rather I've learned, that the roulette mode... Oops, I totally forgot to fold down the face. It's a mistake anybody could make. Nice face. Has a nice kind of furry neck, scruff, whatever it is. Nice. So, from what I've been told, the roulette mode actually operates differently. Gee, look at that. Another programming difference between the Shishi Voyager, the Ho-Oh Voyager, and the Kerberos Voyager. So, that's something I'm going to have to get used to. I'm not going to mess with it right now. 180, but I want to see it work. Shut up. Obviously a remold, so the arms are going to be off-center from where the joint actually is. I like this color scheme. Now obviously you can change it to whatever scheme you want to, but I'm talking color scheme in terms of this green mixed with different colors. It works surprisingly well. Not bad. Not bad. Actually, this is one of the main reasons I got this, not just because it's a repaint and a slight remold, but I got it because I realized that Tenbin, Hibitsky, and Washi Voyagers are just kind of sitting off to the side. And, I mean, when they're displayed, it's just going to be those 3 always sitting off to the side. And if I hadn't had Ryuteo, then I would have had Sasori Voyager right there next to him. So, I mean, what was I going to do? So, what I'm going to do, unless they come up, and I doubt it at this point, but unless they come up with one more limb of some kind, what I'm going to end up doing is I'll display Kerberos not in its default configuration here, but I'll be displaying it with 2 legs and 1 arm. Unfortunately, it's going to be missing an arm, so it's going to be amputated. Docking procedure not available, something like that. That's kind of the main reason I got, like, you get one to take care of 3 others. It's kind of weird the way that works. But then again, that's how Super Sentais work for, not all the time, but quite some time. The other thing they changed, and you notice that not only do the lights come out of here, are they multicolored from here, but the lights do not shine from here. And they also do not don't shine from here either. It's because the LEDs were removed from those locations. Yeah, LEDs. So that's one major difference between this and that's the second major difference between the Kerberos Voyager and the Shishi Voyager. Is the lighting patterns are different, the programming and everything in there is slightly different. You still have to hold down the button to change modes. That's all well and good. But they've removed the LEDs. Yeah. And the other thing they did, and this one's kind of, the internet's kind of scratching its head on this one. They actually went through the effort of inverting these connection points, which means you cannot turn this into Ryute Kerberos, I guess is what the combined form would be, if it could combine. These connection points they're blocked. So, like the rest of the internet, I'm kind of like, why'd they do that? Why not just leave it open? Why go through the effort? I mean, they're creating new parts for that, and that's all well and good, whatever. But why would they, why would they cover up these things with brand new pieces of plastic? Why even bother? Why bother? So, I mean, I'm not ultimately disappointed because, let's be honest, Ryute Kirino is not one of the best Super Sentai super combiners out there. Unfortunately, it's a good way to store 9 of your Voyagers. But yeah, it's weird why they covered it up. So, missed opportunity, arguably yes, but no major disappointment. Just kind of okay, whatever. So that's it. So I guess Bizarro Fortnight, is that what we're calling it now, has finally come to its conclusion. Oh, and this back here, because why not? And technically this is part of it. And eek. And there. And the Gamma gun. Bizarro Fortnight has come to its conclusion. Or should these be considered bonus content? And no, I am not a drama queen, thank you very much. This is A, the Unifoy, saying, thanks for tuning in.